Have you ever felt like economics is just this world of cold equations? A place where human beings are just, I don't know, variables in some giant unfeeling machine?
Right? We're told we're supposed to be these perfectly rational actors, always flawlessly calculating what's going to give us the most benefit or utility. But you and I both know that's not how life works. Not really. We take vacations we supposedly can't afford because, man, we just need the break. We chase dreams that make absolutely no sense on a spreadsheet. We act out of love or principle or just a sudden spark of inspiration. So, what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if economics isn't about predicting a machine at all, but about understanding the epic story of humanity? Well, that's the journey we're going to start today. We're about to explore a completely different way of seeing the world, one that puts our choices, our values, and our actions right at the heart of the story. Okay, let's dive in. To break free from this whole robotic view, we first need to find the ghost in the machine, that essential human element that, honestly, mainstream economics just kind of ignores. And here it is. This is the core idea. Every single action you take, I mean everything, from getting a glass of water to launching a whole new company, it all starts with a feeling of dissatisfaction. It's the sense that the world as it is, well, it could be better. You see a gap between your current reality and a future you want, and you act to try and close that gap. This right here, this is the engine of everything. So, how does this engine actually work? Turns out it's a 3-step process that happens inside your head probably 1,000 times a day without you even realizing it. Okay, picture this. You're just relaxing, perfectly content, and then you hear it. A mosquito starts buzzing right in your ear. That's step 1, dissatisfaction. All of a sudden, what is just isn't good enough anymore. So you immediately imagine a better reality, a quiet one. And you see a clear path to get there. You just gotta swat the bug. That's step 2, vision. But then comes the most important part. Step 3, the choice. Is the benefit of that sweet, sweet silence really worth the cost of having to get up from your super comfortable spot? That tiny decision, that simple calculation, that is economics in its absolute purest form. Now, you might be asking, why do we even have to make these choices in the first place? Well, the answer comes down to a fundamental law that governs every single one of us: scarcity. You can't buy more of it. You can't create it. Not even the richest person on earth can get another second. So, every hour you spend training for a fight is an hour you can't spend painting a masterpiece. Every moment is a choice, precisely because your time is finite. And this one, single, unshakable fact forces every one of us to decide what truly matters. And this idea leads to one of the most powerful concepts in all of economics: opportunity cost. It's the true cost of any decision. It's not just the money or the effort you put in. No, the real cost of choosing to do one thing is the value of the best thing you didn't get to do. The cost of watching this explainer right now, it's the nap you might have given up. The cost of starting that business is the stable job you had to walk away from. It's like the great economist Frederick Bastiat said, we have to learn to see not just what is seen, but also what is not seen. Every choice you make casts a shadow, an unseen path not taken. And honestly, understanding this is like gaining a whole new level of perception. You start to see not just the world in front of you, but the ghost of the world that could have been. Which, of course, raises a huge question. If we're all walking our own separate paths, defined by all these unseen choices, what happens when our paths cross? And this, my friends, is where the story gets truly epic. Because what happens when we choose not to fight over scarce resources, but to cooperate to create even more? By the way, if you're finding this valuable, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and maybe share this with someone who needs this perspective. It really helps us reach more people. All right, take a look at this, because this slide reveals a paradox that is literally the key to all human prosperity. We've got 2 characters, a master warrior, a total prodigy, and a humble painter. Now get this, the warrior is 1,000 times better at fighting, but he's also twice as good at painting. So common sense would say the warrior is just superior in every way and should do everything himself, right? Well, if they both try to do a bit of both jobs, their combined output is, let's just say, 100,000 units. Yeah, the warrior produces most of it, sure, but it's still a really inefficient system. It's a constant struggle. But what if the master warrior makes a different choice, a strategic one? What if, instead of focusing on his absolute advantage in everything, he focuses only on what he is comparatively best at? If the warrior focuses only on what he does best, fighting, and the painter focuses only on what he does best, painting, their total output nearly doubles. The warrior can then trade his protection for the painter's art. And here's the magic. Even though the warrior is better at both jobs, they are both massively better off when they work together. Why? Because the opportunity cost of the warrior painting is immense. Every hour he spends with a brush is an hour he's not providing 10,000 units of value as a warrior. The painter's opportunity cost, on the other hand, is tiny in comparison. This amazing principle is known as Ricardo's Law of Association, and what it proves is absolutely mind-blowing. Cooperation is always more productive than conflict. It's always in our own material self-interest to find a way to work together. The strong gain from the specialized skills of the weak, and the weak gain from the incredible productivity of the strong. This isn't just some nice, fuzzy idea, it's the mathematical foundation of society itself. And once you really get that, once that law sinks in, it changes everything. It completely reframes our entire understanding of the market, of society, and our place in it all. You see, the market isn't a battlefield with winners and losers. It's a grand, cooperative discovery process. It's where each of us gets to figure out how we can best help other people. And every voluntary trade, by its very definition, makes both people better off in their own eyes. Otherwise, they just wouldn't do it. It's a system built on mutual benefit, not exploitation. It's the engine of peace. And at the very heart of this incredible engine is freedom. That simple yet profound power to look at the world around you and decide how you will act within it. But with that freedom comes a great responsibility. It's the wisdom to understand that every yes to one path is, by necessity, a no to countless others. And when we each make our choices, when we bring our unique skills to the table and cooperate, we create something absolutely miraculous. We build a complex, beautiful, and prosperous world that no single mind could have ever possibly designed or even comprehended. In the end, economics isn't the story of robots. It's the story of us. It's the story of our desires, our limits, and our incredible, awe-inspiring capacities to cooperate. So the only question left is, seeing the world this way, what will you choose to build? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Animeconomy and check the link in the description to get the book.